once again, your fellow laborers here in Tampa, Florida. All right, here with another live lesson. Lord's willing is edifying through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi Shai. And first and foremost, we would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakodash. Double honors to the elders, a great millstone that rule well, as saith the scriptures. All right, peace, love, and blessings out there to the hopeful elect. All right, you sincere brothers out there, you few sisters out there listening, learning, and believing as well. All right, and we're just gonna get right into it. The spirit, things are moving fast. It's only progressing. The day of trouble, the day of all hell breaking loose. We're only getting closer to that day. All right, we're only moving closer. Things are only progressing. All right, so we're just gonna get into basically the topic of Jacob's trouble and through the spirit. The brother Bakar Moth, as he was going into the hour of temptation. Okay, when we are going to be presented with the mark of the beast. All right, pursuing the Revelation of 13th chapter, around about the 16th verse. All right, which is the RFID chip. If you don't know what that is, simply type in on YouTube a video so you get a visual of it. RFID chip implant. Simply type that in, and that's the MOTB. That is the mark of the beast. All right, that John the Revelator he saw. Okay, and as the brother was going into, when this thing is presented, it's not going to be a one-day trial. All right, that you're gonna make it mandatory one day, and then the next day Yahushua gonna return. It's not gonna be like that. Okay, you might resist it one day, you might resist it the second day, you might resist it the third day. But what you gonna do on that third day when you haven't eaten nothing? All right, which goes back to a time period 70 AD when they besieged Jerusalem. Okay, when you siege a city, you cut it off so nothing can go in and nothing can go out. All right, and all the food supply that you have there, the windows day by day by day by day. Okay, to the point where you're left with no food, which is why the curse came upon our people. They start eating their children. All right, eating going to the history, they was eating their leather belts, eating the leaves off the tree. All right, eating the grass. Okay, to the result of cannibalism. And eventually they was sieged out. They were starved out. All right, which is a very effective method. A siege is a very effective method. It takes basically like the less effort on the opposing side, because what you're doing is just basically sitting, just waiting it out while they in there struggling, stressed out. You just sit and wait, and you just wait them out, man. And that's what Esau, basically what Esau is going to do, the same method when he presented the jab. All right, basically waited you out, and then what happened? Everything was lifted. You no longer needed the jab no more to work. Okay, so once again, it's a siege coming to Jerusalem, the people. All right, because the people for is a place. The siege coming to Jerusalem again. All right, in Rome 2.0. So if somebody get that in with Luke, and start from the verse where Yahushua what?
It's the book of Luke, chapter 19, verse 41. And when he was come near, he beheld the city.
And this is talking about Yahushua. All right. He had an overlook of the city, and he beheld it. He looked at it. All right. More meaningful to people. He looked at all the people there. Okay, his people, who he actually did have love for. We're going to see. Go ahead.
Luke chapter 19, verse 41. And when he was come near, he beheld the city and wept over it.
And Yahushua saw the people that were in the city, and he wept over it. Why? Because he knew the prophecies that was coming. Just like us, we see Esau. We know the prophecies. We got the intel, the insight as Yahushua did, man. Because he put his spirit upon us, and he revealed us the mysteries written, man. Okay, so we look at our people. That's why some brothers get in that point where it just be like, man, they just that saying we say when all hell break loose, people, our loved ones and everything, our family, we don't want to be around them. We don't want to see it. Because we know what's about to come upon you, man. All right? Jake out here playing, thinking it's a game, man. And Esau is ready for war. He's seizing Jerusalem again. Okay? He's cutting off this whole monetary system. He is basically took over all the farmland. Right? He has complete control over all the resources. Okay? The whole thing with the Cash App. All right? My rib was actually a victim of that Cash App thing. She go to her account, all her money going. She didn't have much in there, but still, all her money was going out of there. The dude damn was dead, stabbed to death. He cutting off all avenues of commerce, and he's gonna centralize it and make it one system. And you're gonna have to take that chip, all right, to be a part of that system. Okay, we're entering into serious times, and it's no more playing around. We're only getting closer and closer to that date. There's rumors of power outages coming, which would be very convenient for him to set up the system. All right? So Yahushua saw the things that's about to take place back during that time, and he wept over the city. But we know it's nothing we can do as well. The scriptures say, though that mourn, basically be as though they haven't. So we don't have time to mourn. The only thing you can do is prepare yourself, man. Save yourself. Get your house in order. And aid the men around you. That's all you can do. Other than that, everything else, Jake is going to tell you. Go ahead.
Luke chapter 19, verse 42. If thou hast known, even thou, at least in this thy day, the thing which belonged unto thy peace. So
the thing which belonged to thy peace is Jerusalem, man. All right. So Jake, you think you live in a so-called peaceful life. Okay, you able to go to the store, you're able to buy your drugs. All right, you get food stamps, and you come home and you in that same old routine, man. And to you, that's peaceful. That's heaven. Because that's just Jake. Jake just a naturally peaceful people. All right? As long as Jake got their basic necessities and he got his folly, for the most part, Jake be all right, man. Even though, we got those curses on us. But if you knew the things pertaining to your peace, man, if you knew your refrigerator was going to be empty, if you knew people was going to be invading your house in a search of food, all right? If you knew martial law troops was going to be coming door to door, man, putting bullets in people. If you knew all these things, you knew the missiles was coming that was going to burn you up, man, once you take that device, that chip. Okay? Then you will be in the same mind. Then you will be in your right mind, because the scriptures say sorrow of the heart is better for the mind. Then you'll be in your right mind if you knew all the troubles that was coming. Okay? Go ahead.
It's saying, if thou hast known, even thou, at least in this thy day, the things which belong unto thy peace, but now they are hid from thine eyes.
But now they're hid from the eyes, man. The troubles that's about to come, it's hid from your eyes, man. It's going to come upon you as a snare, man. Okay? You're going to wake up one day and wonder why all hell is breaking loose. It's chaos. And why you got foreign troops roaming your city, man. Taking your children. Separating them. Sending you to concentration camps, man. To restore order in this society. The shelves in the grocery store empty. All right? That's what we talking about here, man. Somebody get Jeremiah 37 real quick, Baba Shaw.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, and verse 7. It reads, At last, for the day is great, so that none is like it.
So the day that's coming is great. So it's even greater than this account Yahweh Shai is talking about right here, man. All right. It's greater than that. Because now these Romans, the sword, the Esau, Edom, all right, the sword of the Lord has been furbished, man, and sharpened. So he got more technology than he had in 70 AD during the time of the Roman Empire. He got painful technology, man. Okay? He's more, he gonna be turned up. So this is a day like no other. Go ahead.
It reads on, it says, it is even the time of Jacob's trouble.
So this is the time of your trouble. All right? Esau is just a sword of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. The Lord gonna do away with him. All right? Gonna overthrow his kingdom with these missiles and the chariots. But this is the time of your trouble. All right? When the devil come down with great wrath, because he knows that he had but a short time to establish and erect his new world order. Okay? Because that's what it's all about. That's why life is changing drastically around you, but the things that pertain to your peace have been hid from your eyes. The Lord has put deep sleep upon you. So now you can't see. As Yahweh Shai said, you can discern the times when it's about to rain. The clouds darken. All right? And you know it's about to rain, but you can't tell that the things pertaining to your peace is about to be taken away from you. Your life is about to be taken away from you. Your freedom, your so-called freedom, a little bit that you do have, is about to be taken away from you. And you're going to be a perpetual slave, man, in a digital prison. Okay? With lab-grown meat. All right? Your freedom, your so-called freedom is on its way out. Curfews, a 24-hour surveillance, okay? Universal basic income, all right? Going, buying, and selling whatever you want, that's the thing of the past. Cranking up your car and going joyriding, that's the thing of the past, man. You're going to be fully controlled of the amount of energy and resources you use. You're going to have to earn it based off your credit score, man. Okay? No more choices. Do as they say or they're going to cut your device off. Accept their agenda and their GMO food or they're going to cut your device off. This is what this is the enterprise of this devil, man. That's why we seeking Yahweh Shai, because we need salvation. Because the next part gonna say it. Go ahead, Baba Shah.
The reason says, but he shall be saved out of it.
But he shall be saved out of it, man. The remnant. Oh, okay? That's preparing themselves and making themselves ready for the battle, man. This the hour of temptation. This the ultimate battle of you and your flesh, man. That's what we've been battling this whole time. Like the one video the brother sent me, he says, the dude said in the philosophy video, Stoic philosophy is only two things, man. Things we have control of, things we don't, man. Okay, and also we don't have control of nothing with with robots, but you're controlling your spirit, man. Resisting the flesh, rebuking the tempter. The hardest battle is getting ready to come, man. Where you're gonna be tempted on the verge of sin, which is that sin is gonna be worthy of death once you take that device. Okay? Now it was hard to say recently that basically, if your seeds get the device, then maybe you can take it out because your seeds ain't under the law. They under your covenant. So if your woman, do take your seeds to go get it. All right, Lord willing, they still covered under you, but we don't know. That's yet to be seen, but it makes sense. Okay. They under you. They're not under the law. They under 12 years old. Okay, because these women gonna be the cause of a lot of you men to get weak and go down to the local chipping station and get inserted, man. You go out weak. Okay, listening to this Eve, man, is gonna be your fall once again. All right. Go back to that Bible show.
It's the book of Luke, chapter 19, verse 43 now. For the day shall come upon thee that thine enemies shall cast a trench about thee.
Somebody get the word trench, Bible show. All right. Because in the ancient world, those trenches, which is the same word, the charagma, is basically those sharpened pails, man. They like wooden stakes, and they sharpen and they put around, so it's like a fence. You can't get past it. It's gonna poke you. Basically, like modern day would be like barbed wire on a fence. Okay, you would take those sharp, like you got a house and somebody come and set gates around it with barbed wire. It's gonna be hard to get up out of that house, man. And that's basically what they did to the city of Jerusalem. They put a basically ancient barbed wire around it, which is trenched. The karax was the pail around it, man, to make it difficult to get out. Go ahead, get that word, Brother Shaw.
It's the word karax. It says to sharpen to a point, a pale or stake, a palisade or rampart, pales between which earth, stones, trees, timbers.
Exactly. And that pale, all right? The same word is in Revelation 13 and 16, 17 on down, that mark. This time is digital, man. As the brothers been going into, we enter into the fourth industrial revolution where it's all technical, it's all digital. All the paperwork and the things being done on that old system, all right, it's now being put on a grid. Okay. So that trench is that same thing, man. That mark. And as the brother was going into, you might not take it the first day. You might not take it the second day. You might not take it the third day. But you're going to be tempted all the way up into that time to how Shah returns, man. Different obstacles going to be put in your way, man. And basically Esau's going to cut off all avenues. Just notice on everything in your phone, you got to have an account. A Google account, or you got an Apple, whatever. You got the Apple ID. All that you gonna need access is with that device, man. So your phone ain't gonna be there for you. A lot of you can't live without your phone, so a lot of you just gonna be tempted to take it just off of that. Your jobs, thanks. And then, nonetheless, when Esau catch you out here walking, and the scanner don't pick you up, that you got a device on you, he gonna apprehend you. Because it's gonna be illegal. It's like going out in your car without your license in your pocket. It's required for you to have your license on you in this system. Because when Esau pulls you over, he needs to be able to ID you. Okay? You go into a bank or something, you can't just go in there with your face off of face value and say, hey, my name is such and such. They're going to ask for an ID. Anything a part of the system, you need your actual ID, your card, your ID card. We need some form of identification. You just can't walk in there and tell them your name. So likewise, you might be able to avoid all these things. Living off the grid, you got a little food here and there, but you're going to always be on the run. Because then once Esau apprehend you and take you to them camps where they're going to be torturing people, man, and raping people, Okay? Once again, he gonna be tempting you to sell your soul again. So you want your freedom, you can get out of here. Because you don't want to be put in those conditions in those camps, man. Because they're gonna be torturing people in those camps, man. Beheading people in those camps. Okay? You're a prisoner, you're enemy. Because you don't want to get down with the program. Go ahead.
Quick piece of it's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 21, verse 9. It says, he that abideth in the city should die by the sword, and by the famine, and by the pestilence. But he that goeth out and falleth to the Chaldeans that besiege you, he shall live, and his life should be unto him for a prey. Yeah, pretty much going into like we mentioned in the trench, the siege. Okay, so Esau, he gonna make it hard for you to survive. But in this time, the Lord said, you surrender to Nebuchadnezzar, the Babylonians. Okay, because captivity was set for us, then you could live. But this time, people, they pretty much want to surrender and get chipped up, man, just to prolong their life. That's why the scripture say, he that loses his life should gain, and he that seek to gain his life should lose it, man. I think a little bit.
On the Strong's. On the Strong's, it says, Karox. It says to sharpen to a point through the idea of scratching a stake, by implication, a palisade.
Yep. And that's the delivery method of Revelation 13 and 16, man. Okay? It's that same basically figure, a palisade or stake, but it's coming in the form of basically a epidermic needle, man. Okay? No new thing underneath the sun. It's just this time, once again, this man, his knowledge has been increased. So now he has the technology to insert his technology in you, man. All right? Go ahead, you have something else?
A little bit more. It says military mound for circumventilation. Circumventilation.
There's root word in that to circle you, man.
In a siege.
In the trench. In the trench. So once again, as he sieged Jerusalem in that time, waited it out. So Esau gonna wait you out, man. All right. And it's that patience is suffering. That's the hour of temptation. All right. That's when the guts of the spirit, you're gonna have the spirit with you, man, to survive, to wait it out. Somebody get Baruch Shah real fast. Man shall not live by bread and water alone. Okay? Because you're gonna need food for thought in that day. You're gonna need answers. You're gonna need guidance in that day. Okay? Something that's gonna keep you going. And what's gonna keep us going, what we're gonna be sufficient of, is the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Go ahead. Whoever got it.
Yeah, this is St. Luke 4, verse 4. Yahushai answered him, saying, it is written, and man shall not...
This Yahushai is our temptation, so to say. When Satan tempted him. All right, in his affliction. I think he came off of his affliction. All right, go ahead.
Then man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word of the Most High.
And that's what we saying to Esau in the spirit. So do your worst, man. Man shall not live by bread and water alone. You can't eat. You can't buy. You can't sell without this. And that's what we telling Esau. Man shall not live by bread and water alone, man. See, you got to put yourself in the shoes of Yahushua. We walking out this path, right? We walking at his steps. So we telling Esau the same thing. Man shall not live by bread and water alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Most High. That's what we living by. The Lord say, it's a time of Jacob's trouble, we shall be saved out of it. That's what we living by. All right? We're waiting on you to implement this mark. All right? Because the quicker you do it, the quicker we get out of here. And our faith going to be confirmed even more, because it's going to come to pass. All right, that was it on that call?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Luke chapter 19, verse 43. For the day shall come upon thee that thine enemies shall cast a trench about thee and compass thee around and keep thee in on every side.
And keep you in on every side. So you ain't gonna be able to go nowhere, as we've been saying. You ain't gonna have access to nothing if you don't take that charagma, that device. Keep you in on every side. You ain't gonna be able to do nothing, man. Just like right now, it's a simple example, analogy. When you leave your house, it's nothing you can do without money. Nothing. Okay? Hell, even go to the park sometimes, you gotta pay for parking. Okay? To go fishing, you need a fishing license. Yeah, you can go out there, right? Cool, but if Esau pull up on you, you require to have a fishing license, man. You might get a ticket or you might give you a warning, but you gotta have a fishing license. You go to the store, you need money. It costs money to crank your car up. So everywhere you go, you need money. So we're gonna keep you on every side. So the new money is gonna be that RFID chip. So simply put, that's what's gonna replace money. So if you can't do nothing without money now, when he replaces money with his technology and you don't have his technology, it's that simple. You ain't gonna be able to do nothing. Okay, go ahead.
Luke chapter 19, verse 44. And shall lay thee even with the ground.
And lay you even with the ground, because he's coming to enforce this device, all right, with the anger of Yahweh Shai, man. With the vengeance of the Lord on him. Okay? The vengeance of the Lord is going to be on him when he enforces these things, man. He's not going to come to you nicely and ask you, can you please take it? All right, he's coming with terror and great wrath. And he's going to lay you desolate. All right? Because a lot of y'all gonna be in that spirit. I'm telling y'all, y'all don't know the times that you're in, especially the nigga woman. A lot of y'all gonna be in that spirit talking shit like you do to the cops out here. You know, if serious, they gonna be in that spirit, not knowing the times you in, talking shit to these troops. And exactly, and they ain't gonna have it. Oh no, you can't do this. This is against my rights and all this. And they gonna bash your head in, man. Or put a bullet in you. Because they're not gonna be operating off of the Constitution, man. Freedom of speech. All right? A lot of them gonna be mercenaries, man. I mean, they're not operating under American law. They gonna be operating under international law. It's a threat. They gotta come in here and restore order, and they gonna do what they paid to do. Okay? So they're gonna lay you even, man, and lay you desolate. Okay? Go ahead.
Luke 19 and 44. And shall lay thee even with the ground in thy children within thee.
And your children. They ain't gonna spare children. Ezekiel 9, the 9th chapter, man. Because the spirit is gonna be spirits on these men. All right? A lot of them, some shit, I don't know. Some of them be super soldiers, man. Okay? No feelings, no emotion. They already been doing those programs. You watch the movies, man, Black Mirror and all that shit. Where they cut off the senses of the people. They desensitize them. And once they got that device in their brain, okay, they was desensitized. They had the people looking like monsters and demons. Then once the shit cut off, they saw like, damn, they was killing little children and men and women. It wasn't demons, man. But these people gonna be desensitized, man. They gonna kill you and your children. Because this is the vengeance of the Lord. This is time of Jacob's trouble. Go ahead.
And they should not leave in thee one stone upon another, because thou knewest not the time of thy visitation.
So they're going to come in your house and they're going to take all your shit, man. all that you got stored up and all that, man, they gonna take everything from you, man. They gonna take everything from you. Okay? Next, somebody else got something?
I got some real
Matter
quick.
of fact, Bible Shaw, you got it quick, but somebody get Revelation 13 and 16 as well. But go ahead.
Isaiah 13 and verse 15.
You had something?
Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished.
You got it, brother.
Yeah, like I said earlier, through the Spirit, there's going to be a spirit on these soldiers, and a lot of people don't understand that Esau Edom is set up to be a sword of the Lord. All right, so once the Most High give Esau Edom that last go, all right, to swing, you know, hey, he's gonna come down with great wrath, man. You see?
Yes, I'm on.
Yeah, also a curse, going to.
And that's the spirit, because I was going to mention that basically the curse is still on you. So when he come in and take all your shit and he sees you, he's gonna show you the curses. It's still the curse on you. So it's a spirit. Go ahead, brother. You got it.
Can we get it? All right.
Yeah.
So I'll read verse 15 and go down to the curse. Because Deuteronomy 28 verse 15, it says, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord
You can speak on
thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, and all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And mentioned earlier that this is the time of Jacob's trouble. So going to Jacob, the Israelites, they were given the law, statutes, commandments of the Lord, okay, being our righteousness. And we're supposed to keep that in the land wherever we dwell, so that the Lord doesn't bring evil upon us. So I was told that, you read up in the previous verses, if we kept it, all the good that would happen. But then read on down, all the bad stuff that would happen if we didn't keep it. Because obviously the Lord knew what was going to happen. But you were speaking to Moses. I'm going to go down to the curse, going to specifically, the siege. Is Deuteronomy 28, and I'll start at verse 52. As you read up a little higher, it talks about the Lord raising up a nation that's going to come against you, and be real fierce towards you. You're not going to have no favor on you. Old, young, you're not going to care. And it's going to, put plenty of time into captivity, but specifically going to Esau, even so the white man in these last days. Jacob been sieged plenty of times. Going into this time is that very last time, which he's going to siege the people this time. So Deuteronomy 28, verse 52, it says, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trustedest throughout all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which the Lord Yahweh, Shah, that power hath given thee. So you're gonna get attacked, on all your fortified cities, all the places you call home, call safe. Jacob loved his mama's house. All right, well, hey, that's gonna be blocked off too. Because you go into Deuteronomy, 16th chapter, talks about a man desiring to go into a city not being able to. If I'm not mistaken, that's 15. And that's going to be because these cities are going to be cut off by certain access to only those that got that seed. So next verse says, Deuteronomy 28 verse 53, and thou shalt eat the fruit of thy own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which the Lord thy power hath given thee, in the siege and in the straitness wherein thine enemies shall distress thee. So again, that's a terrible symptom of sieges, is when the lack of food source comes, you start looking towards people. So cannibalism is coming, which this was fulfilled in 70 AD, which happened before, going to Nebuchadnezzar, we sieged Babylon, or not, the siege of Babylon, when our people got the temple taken down the first time, was it 36 BC, 386 BC. So going in this time, it's going to happen again. You're going to start eating, the fruit of your own body, your daughters, your children, right? Put them to good use. Because all you're going to be doing is crying and complaining. So what's, especially nigga women, she's going to find them as a source of energy. Boil them however she can cook them, they're going to eat them. So, and I was in plenty of movies. I was in, what was that one movie with Denzel Washington?
Book of Eli.
Book of Eli. It was making damn hamburgers out of people. Deuteronomy 28 verse 54, it says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. So that's what Yahweh was talking about when he says he's coming to bring division. Because this great test that's going to come is going to separate a lot of people. And going to again the signs the Lord said that's going to happen prior to his return is that man's foe shall be them of his own household. Because when you're besieged, all right, the people that's in your house is your first enemies. Bless the Lord be with you, of course.
Yeah. And the scriptures say, the love of many shall wax cold, because iniquity shall abound. Friends fighting against each other. The Lord says, turn a man, a father of a son against a father. All right, all that's going to take place due to the conditions, man. Okay, people gonna be divided, man. As they say, you're not yourself when you're hungry. Okay. Go ahead.
You can read what's left. I know you have one. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's more. I'll just read through it. Deuteronomy 28, verse 55, and this is prophesied 1,000 years ago. Again, this happened before, and it's going to happen again. Because again, those curses are still on Jacob, right? So Deuteronomy 28, verse 55, it says, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children, whom he shall eat. So he's not going to share it. Already bad enough, dudes already eating his children. Now they fight over who's going to eat the child. He said he's not going to share that with. All right. It says because he hath nothing left him in the siege, and in the straightness wherein the enemy shall distress thee in all thy gates. That's all that's going to be left. And remember, this is all the stuff that people are going to be going through that's in the city. Because again, going to the outside warned us, how many years before, 70 AD, that this was going to happen. And he told us when you see this, run. And shit, that's what we're doing now. All right, because as you, Kwame, Rob was going to be in pilgrims. Well, this is what's really going to come into play if you was really a pilgrim or not. Because staying in on this in the city life and trying to trust in Egypt, well, this is what's going to be left for you. Even those that take that seed, because the devil's promised you stuff you don't have. He's promising you food, he's promising you structure. When this whole Indian system is about to be rushed, it's not going to play out how he wants to. And then there's going to be a war, it's going to be invasion, so it's going to be crazy. All right, so Deuteronomy 28, verse 56, it says, a tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter. All right, I'll read one more verse. And toward her young one that cometh out of between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for one of all things secretly in the siege and straightness, or if thy enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. So again, this is a result of what's going to happen. It's going to be quick. And really, you think about a siege. People don't take it serious until the past couple of days that brothers go into. It starts getting serious after the next couple of days. Day one, okay, whatever, I got shit. Day two, okay, I got a little bit more. Day three, damn, what's going on? Shit, by day three, you already, your stomach turned inside out, and you start looking at, as you go into your excursion, you start looking at who's right next to you, all right? Because again, children gonna have a bad time on that day too, especially wicked children, because that's them same children again that was back then mocking Yahushua, okay, putting them up there, chain, okay, putting them up to death, and that's he's about their parents saying, let their blood be among us and our children, But I'll stop there. That's the point, So again, going to what's spoken that's happening. You think it's far fetched, but look, it's in the Bible, okay? And going to again what the prophets prophesying to, this is what they're going to prophesy and tell you, all right? We're not going to be popular in what we're saying, okay? What we call so-called conspiracy theorists, but hey, look what's happening, okay? You can't call us crazy no more, because again, the stuff that's being told to you as per the Ezekiel, you're going to consider that prophet a monkey, But that's why again, the point of seeking the Lord earlier. This is bad. This is bad business. The Lord said, "Seek me while I may be found." So yeah, it's hard what we're doing now. We're going through the affliction and fighting. But at reading what's going to happen to the people that don't get favor inside the Lord, then shit, I'm going to be part of that. And that's when the fear really is supposed to be there. If you got it, you don't.
Yeah, just a quick precept. 2 Ezra 5, and right to the point, verse 9. And salt waters shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. All right, that's something one of the brothers was going into. Friends fighting against each other like enemies. And everything that the brother's saying, the brother Michael was saying earlier. All right, it's going to be a great division amongst family members in their own house. All right, neighbors destroying each other, man. Okay, because you know the spirit is going to have to be on you in the times we're coming into, man. And a lot of people don't have the spirit with them. All right, that's pretty much.
I got a quick precept for you, brother. I'm gonna get that precept before this. Matthew 10:34 says, "Think not that I'm come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and a man's foes shall be they of his own household."
Yeah, because you're gonna have Jake, like, you know, we need to do this, or no, let's do that. All right, the shit gonna get serious, man. You know what I'm saying? And Jake gonna, hey man, you gonna see a lot of crazy shit, man. Jake gonna start putting his dad down. All right, dad might put his son down. You know, shit is gonna get real. A great separation, a great dividing, great division is coming, man. All right, and ultimately, if you don't have the spirit on you, like we're going into, man, you done. So it's good to be afflicted now. It's good to go through the adversity now that the Lord Yahweh is putting you on, because it's putting you in a serious mindset, man. So that we do not go through the affliction as these other people, man. So we're not in adversity that these other people are in, man. The Lord is going to be with us, Lord's will, man. You know.
Go ahead and get that bubble shot. Unless you have something.
Yeah, I had a quick one real quick. The book of Isaiah chapter 13 verse 6 says, "How ye, for the day of Yahweh is at hand. It should come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt." You know, like the brother was going into Deuteronomy, you know, ultimately going to the missiles, but like he's going to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, verse 52. If you still there, you can read that again, Brother Bashan.
Yeah, it's
Before you read that, let me read verse 8. It says, Isaiah 13:8, "And they should be afraid, pains and sorrows should take hold of them. They should be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They should be amazed one at another, their faces shall be as flames." Go ahead, brother.
is that 52?
Yeah.
So Deuteronomy 28 verse 52, it says, "And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trustest."
Yep. So pretty much everybody trusting in their own way, because Jake ain't got no land, Jake ain't got no fortified cities, but your mind. See, that's what's about to happen. The Lord is going to use Esau to break the minds of the people, man. Your heart, that's why I said their heart shall melt. Your heart going back to what? Your mind, your understanding. Everybody, your understanding is going to fail you in these days, man. Because like brother was mentioning, Jacob partying bullshit the first day that the lights out, you know, Jacob, exactly. Jacob barbecue all this shit up just like that, because he expecting for shit to so-called go back to normal, for it to resume, but it's not going back to normal. This is like we read in Luke the 19th chapter, because thou understood not the time of thy visitation. You know, salvation was presented before you. You didn't take heed to the prophecies. So now, because he quoted what Yahweh Shah prophesying about, what, 70 AD. You know, the scholars say what around 33 AD he gave up the spirit and went back to the heavens. So that's over 30 years, you know, prior to that situation. So just like, you know, Noah over 100 years and starting with apostles on down on these highways and byways pushing out this word of truth and sincerity, you know, so they don't understand the times that they are in. So now, like the brother was saying, yeah, especially the nigga woman gonna be talking all that shit with her child, trying to pull out her phone and record, and that shit ain't gonna be nothing, man. They're gonna be laid even with the ground. So the people minds just want to fail them. So read 52 again, Brother Kashaw.
Yeah. Deuteronomy 28 verse 52, "We shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trustest."
Yeah, high and fenced walls, what? Going to your protection. So your ways of life, your thoughts, what you think that you can do to preserve yourself, that shit is gonna be done and over with, man. You know, it's gonna go back to like brothers hitting on cannibalism, and eventually you people, your mind will break, and you go and receive that mark, and the Lord go cook your ass, man. It's straightforward like that.
I'll finish it. It says, "Throughout all thy land, we shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which the Lord thy God has given thee." And you look how, you know, the infrastructure of these cities, it's easy to take, you know, control of a city because everything's all squared off, you know, and going to access in and out of the city, you got a few highways and maybe a few back roads to get out, you know, but think about a state like Florida, it's gonna be really easy to take, you know, control of Florida, because where you gonna go, you know, and then you got all this water around you. It's easy to block off water. What you gonna do all that water? You know, you can't swim nowhere. You know, that's the Gulf on one side, and you got the Atlantic on the other side. You know, and that's not gonna get you nowhere. But taking out, you know, Coast Guard and whoever's out there, you know, to catch people when you start running and getting trying to get out on boats and shit. You know?
Pirates.
Yeah, pirates too.
You know?
You know?
It's no coincidence all y'all moved down here to Florida. Over fucking populating the damn place, making the prices go up on everything, man. But go ahead and get that. Oh, sure.
It's the book of Revelation 13 and verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great.
Yeah, and he, man, Esau Edom. This is his NWO. He's talking about the beast, man. This man, Esau Edom. He called it all the devil. All right? He causing you right now, man. That's why he's cutting off all these other financial avenues, Venmo, Cash App, and then she tried to call the Cash App. They say customer service is not available. So after they took your money, took your account, you can't even call them. So basically, they cleared it on you, man. They did that crime and they cleared it for real. They took the money out of the Cash App account, put it in the negatives, and then say, "Oh, you can't even call customer service. That's it." And the whole time I thought she was fucking tripping. Then the brother posted a video, man. They Cash App cleared it, man. All right, closed accounts and all that. Cause why? They only want centralized. Exactly, they centralized it.
That's right.
There's only gonna be one watering hole, man. That's it. You gotta come to this one watering hole, and that's what happens, man. With animals, you know, they all gotta come to that watering hole at the end of the day. All of them, despite the danger, you know, be gators in there, but lions gotta go to there, hippos, elephants, deer, you know, the antelope, the pumas, all of those animals gotta come to that watering hole, man. And that's what Esau is doing. He know you gotta come there.
And that's one of the strongest, normally in the wild like that, that's one of the strongest part of lions, you know, elevate to the top. You know, who strengthen numbers, you know, who the most male lions and whatnot, why? Because you gotta come in, so they run off the other lion prize, and pretty much you gotta check in. You know, because why? It's drying up. Mm-hmm. It's just one water hole, and it's bringing everybody in. You know,
and that's what Esau is doing. He drying up all those other cisterns, man, to where you only. Well, he the only one got it. But as we said, man, we saying in the spirit, man shall not live by bread and water alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of Yahweh Shemi Yahushai, man. The Lord say, my servant shall eat, man. All right. The scriptures say that to keep them alive in famine. So the Lord is going to preserve, starting with his men, his elect men, the Lord is going to preserve us. And we're going to be all right. But finish that, Baba Bashar.
Going back to Revelation 13 and 16, it reads, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond.
So he calls all, man, no matter what social status you got. All right, definitely you dudes in the penthouse, man. In the pen, okay. He gonna be giving y'all deals because y'all, you know, to get out early because he already got the technology, the little ankle braces, you know, house arrest. Okay, you gotta come out with that tracking device on you. He's just gonna be like, hey man, you get this Karagma, this chip put in you, we'll let you out. On how how many niggas gonna take that deal to get out of prison, to get out of jail free, man. Okay? So he calls it all, both small and great. Go ahead.
Rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
And that's the point. Go ahead.
And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
So just like the analogy that was made earlier, When you leave your house, you cannot do nothing without money in your pocket or on your debit or credit. You gotta have some form of currency. There's nothing you can do. So when he make the currency digital by the means of this chip, what you gonna be able to do without it? All right. So this is the times we're coming in, and the way he's gonna present it to you, the way he's gonna establish it, is gonna get real gruesome, man. Okay. Anybody else got anything?
Yeah, I got something real quick. Bringing it
Paul,
back
you got
to
something?
Yeah.
bringing it back to that analogy of what you used about the watering hole. When everything dried up, let's say he calls a thaw. So now you want to drink, you want to survive, because what water is a life-sustaining element. So you want to make it, you got to come here. But of course, Revelation 3:10, the Lord will protect his elect. But when you go into that word mark, of course, it's charagma, a stamped and imprinted mark of the mark stamped on the forehead of the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist. But I want to jump down to the Strong's definition. It says scratch or etching, i.e. stamp, as a badge of servitude. So if you want to drink out of this holy cistern, if you want to survive, you got to serve him. You got to serve that he, like it start off in Revelation 13:16, which is Esau, Edom, man. The beast system. It's NWO. If you want to survive and make it in society, right, you need water to survive. So just linking up with that analogy of the watering hole, you got to come here, but in order to survive, you got to have that mark, man. You got to serve him. And everything will be tracked. When you go into the root word of charagma, it goes into karots. And then you go into the root word of karots, it goes into graphos, like a graph, all the information that's on the graph, man.
Yeah.
You see, data, exactly. So he's going to control, you're going out and you're coming in, the carbon footprint, So this is the whole system, but he only made it this far because why? How about Yahweh, man? He gave him the inspiration to bring this about.
Revelation 12 and verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. All right, and like the brother said earlier, the quicker he establishes this one world order, all right. Hey, the quicker we get the hell out of here, the quicker these things go by fast, all right. Because the scriptures say in Job 5 that Job 5 and 22, at destruction and death, thou shalt laugh. The Lord is going to feed his servants. My servants shall drink. So the scriptures say, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and we're a part of the heavens, man. And we're rejoicing because as the end comes, the beginning of it is a following, man. All right, Yahweh shines on his way, that much closer. Okay? It says, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Yeah, so Esau Edom, that's why he's throwing out these heavy enchantments. All right, he's going hard in the paint when it comes down to working with these demons, man, on the left-hand side. Why? Because he knows that he has a short time. The scripture said in the book of Job 18, all right, around like verse 21, that it shall bring him to the king of terrors, man. So this dude has to do things very quick, all right, because he knows that those who have faith, okay, they're going to overcome, all right. But he's got to.
Yeah, what he's doing, he's taking advantage of everybody's vulnerability, because you're going to what's happening is this is all man-made. This is all stuff that's happening. This could have been easily prevented, and stuff that you see happening. Again, this is all control, because again, going to what does he want to fulfill? Yesterday, your enemies. What does he want? He's trying to fulfill something. So the stuff that he's doing to get to what he's doing, that's what you see happening around the earth. So again, playing on the vulnerability of the people. That's what Winston Churchill said. He said, never let a good crisis go to waste. So here it is, he has a chance to be, the so-called man-made superhero with, again, giving you a product that you really don't need in the first place, But in order for you to need something, he has to create a market for the need, So that's why, again, he's taking all these, this and going to Bill Gates and everything, buying up his farmland. What does the tech got to do with farming, Because he's putting the GMO stuff, stuff that got nanotechnology in it. So when you eat the food, everything's tracked and well, going into that carbon footprint stuff. It's all because this devil wants to be the Most High, right now. I got one to that one. Says Psalm 112 in verse 6. It says, "Surely he shall not be moved forever. The righteous shall be in everlasting remembrance." So will go into surely he shall not be moved forever, meaning we're not always going to be overcome by evil. Because you think about what's happening, say, God damn, what the hell we gonna do? What the fuck? Like if you try to think as a man, there's literally nothing you can do. And that's what the Lord did on purpose, because that's when we read the next verse. Psalm 112, verse 7, it says, he shall not be afraid of evil tidings. And evil tidings is bad news. So, we're not scared of bad news. Oh, you can't work, you can't, because the same thing happened with the juice, you got threatened with your life. Pretty much, if you didn't take this, you didn't comply, which all it was just scare tactics. You see, again, we didn't take that shit, and for the most part, we're okay, So again, going to the sea of how much more we really need intervention on the Lord. I'll read one more time. Psalm 112, verse 7, he shall not be afraid of evil tidings. All right, so again, the bad news the devil's going to throw at you, because that's what he does. He's trying to control you by fear. But our fear is towards Yahweh Shai. So it says his heart, meaning his mind, is fixed, trusting in the Lord. So fixed meaning it's not moving. There's no ball joint on it. You can loosen up and turn it. No, it's straight locked on and trusting Yahweh Shai. And that's what our mindset has to be. And really, we have no choice. Again, that's why the Lord made it this way, because we have to stay upon him. All right.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience.
Suffering of Yahweh Shai, man. Suffering with the Lord, man. Bearing our cross. Everything, the Lord, all the hard work the Lord did, starting ministry, okay, with his disciples, and he sent forth them as apostles. Those many had, all right, we've entered into their labors, all right, and we've kept the word of his patience. We bared our cross. We walked the steps of Yahweh Shai. We walked down that path, man, and we strived, and we endured, Lord willing, we endured to the end to try to be as he did, man, to finish, all right, to keep that plow going, to do the work that he has given us, man. So it says, since thou hast kept the word of my patience, all right, this is man, that's why scriptures speak about wisdom is desired above gold and rubies, man. Okay, brothers that took this thing seriously, you're gonna realize that this decision, so-called, you made was the most important thing you could ever do, because in that time, what people labor so hard for, their careers, their cars, clothes, how it goes, money, cars, clothes, hoes, jewelry, all that stuff, even a name, to keep that name or that popularity, that clout, all that shit is going to be flushed down the toilet in this time that we're coming into now, because it's not going to sustain them, okay? It's not going to sustain them in the time of Jacob's trouble. Scripture say riches profit not in the day of wrath. So the Lord said, since thou hast kept the word of my patience, man, you suffered with the Lord. All right, you took upon that cross, you took upon that burden, and you dealt with it. The Lord, he got you. Read on, Bubble Show.
It reads, it says, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation.
So I'm going to keep you from the hour of temptation. But the rest of them niggas out there, man, that didn't believe, the Lord going to give them over to that. Like Elder Tahar once said, man, the Lord has to be in your mind, man, to make you not take it. He has to be in there. Remember, we controlled by Yahweh Shai. When you sin, you make a conscious decision to do wrong, man. Okay? So the Lord is going to put the spirit on them to take it so they can be destroyed. And he's going to put the spirit on his elect not to take it. Because you got to think, man, it's going to be very, very, look, man, the hour of temptation. This is serious. Imagine the hardest temptation you ever been put in, man, to resist something you know is dead ass wrong, but you like, in your mind, you like, man, I'm pretty sure everybody can think about that. No matter what it was, man. You know you shouldn't be doing it, and you don't do it, and you're like, man, that shit was hard to resist. You didn't do it, but you disciplined yourself. Okay? Well, imagine that feeling amplified, man. Times 1,000,000. Imagine that. You know, because I tell you in James, it says, happy is that man that resisted temptation. You felt good about it when you turned it down, or whatever the case may be. Might have been chick had a man, but she was hot and ready to go for you right there, and you just like, man, she fine as hell, and you like, man, nah, I can't do it. You got a man. But she was tempting, right? But like, nah, I can't do it. You got a man. All right. So that's a simple analogy for you to understand, but just imagine that amplified to the point of is your life. You know, you don't take this like you literally just gonna be out here off the faith, man. Because it's easy to believe, man, when everything's good. But I'm telling you, when the rubber really hits the road, man, and your lights out, and ain't no food in that fridge, solid foundation, man. You're gonna need a solid foundation, that rock faith, like the elders. You know, you're gonna need that rock solid foundation of faith, boy. Because, boy, it's gonna get real. It's gonna get real, man. When you outcast in society, you just out there not knowing when your next meal gonna come, but the scriptures say, man, I was at work the other day, a bunch of worms. I'm talking about a bunch of fucking worms on the ground. You got the seagulls there just eating them all up. The Lord fed them, man. The Lord fed them. Think about it. You see birds, every day you see birds, man. You know? If the Lord wasn't feeding them birds, you wouldn't see birds no more. They would go extinct. But when you see a bird, man, know that the Lord is feeding. The Lord, it's 3 birds right there on the power line right now. That's the Spirit. Literally 3 birds sitting on the power line right there outside. The Lord fed them today. So the Lord, if somebody want to get that precept, Baba Shah. All right. Yes. So the Lord's gonna feed you, man. It's off of the faith. I'm telling you, it's just off of the faith, dog. Just believe. Just believe, man. Okay, just go with it. The Lord, some way, somehow, you're gonna run into it. You know, it's you know, the flesh is just, you know, that the mind of the flesh, man, it's just risky. You know, the flesh is scared, you know. It likes guaranteed, it worries, it doubts, it likes for things to be right there. But that ain't faith. That ain't faith. Okay? Because this was going to separate everybody. Those that have faith and those that don't. The true worshipers, the believers, and those that don't worship, that believe in Esau and his system. That's carnal. They don't even believe what they can see with their eyes and touch and feel. That's all they're carnal people. But we, the spiritual, we spiritual beings, man. We're immortals. We're angels in the flesh that held not their first estate. Okay? We angels in the flesh. So that's how we gotta operate in the spirit in that time. Because there ain't gonna be no guarantee in that time. You ain't gonna see. It ain't gonna be there. You have to go off the faith, man. Get that, Baba Kashar, whoever got it?
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 25. Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life.
So take no thought for your life. Yeah, we telling you all these things coming. You're going to have to take the chip. You ain't going to be able to buy, sell, whatever. But take no thought for it. Just trust in the Most High. Trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Call upon him. King David said, I cried unto the Lord, and he heard me out of his tabernacle, man. The Lord gonna hear you. He said, for he have known my name. You know the name of the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushai through his son. He gonna hear you in that day, man. Just cry out to him. I'm telling you, he gonna hear you. Okay? Go ahead.
The book of Matthew 6, verse 25. Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye
How
should.
Shai saying? Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, man. Your life is in the hands of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. It's through his grace and mercies that we made it this far. Okay, he's been keeping us and he's been sustaining us. The scriptures say the grave cannot praise thee. So what good is you dead, man? The Lord needs men down here calling upon his name. He need, well, that's what the Lord desires. The Lord desires worshipers, man. He's the Almighty, the Most High, who must be praised, who loves being praised and worshiped. He said, I'm a jealous power. The Lord wants you to call upon him all the time. Cry out unto him. Make his ears heavy, man. Don't be afraid, man. Don't be afraid to cry out to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Don't stop calling him. Don't stop bugging him. Because he's going to be there for us. Take no thought. Go ahead, Baba Gashar.
Take no thought for your life, what you should eat or what you should drink.
So what you shall eat and what you shall drink, man. So I say this, man, as humbly as possible. Fuck Esau, man. I remember brother said, man, Esau don't control who eats and who drinks. He ain't in control of that, man. So we saying F him, man. We gonna, man, look, the Lord controls who eats and who drinks, man. This devil ain't nothing. And through the Spirit, Lord willing, we be able to show this fucking devil, man. He don't control who eats and who drinks, man. I'm gonna say it again. He don't control who eats and who drinks. It's the Most High who's in control, man. The scripture, the Lord say the earth is mine. The earth is mine. That's why he said, I don't need you to sacrifice unto me. Okay? He said, if I was hungry, I wouldn't have told thee. All the goats and all the chickens and all the livestock and the cattle, all that's mine. He created it. So the water don't belong to Esau. The food don't belong to Esau, man. It belongs to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay? Go ahead, Baba Bashar.
Nor yet for your body what ye shall put on is not the life more than meat.
Look at the scripture say all things are written for our learning. Nor yet for your body what not you shall put on, man. It tell you when we left out of Egypt, basically the Lord preserved our clothes, man. So they didn't wax old. Here it is, you walking in the wilderness, your slides didn't give out on you. You know how you wear them slides out that hill? Yeah. It's flat and you gotta get some more. You know? Clothes getting old and stinking. Don't worry about none of that. We gonna be out here off of the faith, man. Just believe. You making it hard on yourself when you don't believe. Put it on. That's what the Lord say, put your burdens on me. You know? We just gonna go out there. We just gonna be out there, man. We just gonna be out there crying, calling on the Lord. You hungry? That third day coming, you hungry? The Lord testing you ain't ate. Just sit in, I'm telling you, just sit and just cry out to him. Keep calling on that name. Keep calling on that name. I'm telling you. You. It's been a couple days you ain't ate. Just cry out and call on him. I guarantee you, man. I guarantee you, he gonna come through, man. All right. Why? Because he said it. He said it. I shall keep thee from the hour of temptation. That's what he said. You gotta believe, man. Jake out there don't be believing, man. You gotta believe, bro. Okay. That's more on that.
Is not the life more than meat, and the body than raiment?
Uh-huh.
And this is what you want in verse 26. Behold, the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap.
It's the fowls of the air, sow not, neither do they reap. Once again, you see birds every day. The Most High wasn't feeding them, you wouldn't see them. Okay? Go ahead.
Nor gather into barns, yet your heavenly Father feedeth them.
Mm-hmm.
Are ye not much better than they?
Exactly, man.
And they said they don't gather the farms, they're not doomsday preppers. You know, birds not storing up, you know, like niggas do with them doomsday preppers. You know, maybe if they're in the winter, you know, they'll eat enough and they'll put some up stuff, you know, for when the time comes in spring. But that's only occasional catch, though. You know, but as far as again, them preparing, they get up and they don't think about what they're gonna do. They just go with the flow, you know. But I got a precept to back that up. I don't know where I'm on time. But here is Sirach 39 or Ecclesiastes 39 in verse. I know there's one more. Is there one more verse on there? Sirach 39 or Ecclesiastes 39 verse 28. It says, the principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour, wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of grape, and oil, and clothing. You know, and well, in the next verse, and I'll get into it. But verse 27 is all these things are for good to the godly, so to the sinners they are turned into evil. And you know, you go into these things, you know, of course they're physical things, but they're mostly going to the godly, they're spiritual things. You know, because you go into water, fire, okay, iron, all right, you know, iron sharpens iron, okay, you know, the men of wisdom that you're around, okay, they get you stronger, get you tighter. It talks about, you know, men being sharp, you know, wisdom, salt, you know, salt again is going to this word, you know, flour, wheat, which comes from what a grain, which is our faith, honey, milk, again, self-explanatory, blood, the grape, right, the cup that Yahushua passed us, right, you know, the oil, the truth, the clothing, okay, which is the righteousness, you know, so that's the good for the godly, but it says for the evil, right, for the sinners, it's turned to evil. Shit, you know, again, people die by water, you know, fire, they got that submarine thing, okay, people drown, imploded, we got fire, you know, people catching on fire, iron, you know, that's iron is a sword, you know, people getting shot up, you know, blasted, you know, salt, shit, talks about salt water, we read earlier, salt being found in beer, that's these trash ass breakdowns, you know, flour, wheat, honey, and all this stuff's turned evil because that's what the devil's gonna do for the wicked of our people. He's gonna turn all the stuff that you count on physically, which y'all should say not to worry about, for evil. You know, so if you're just trusting in that, you know, hey, that's what's gonna get you killed because it's all going to you just trying to feed your flesh, you know, because that's what the temptation is. But we didn't go into the word, but the sin comes from the body. You know, your flesh is what desires these things. Your spirit don't care about this shit, you know, because you're going to the angels. They don't worry about eating and sleeping and all this other stuff because they're perfect. You know, so again, going to you just being all in the flesh. That's how it's going to be turned to evil because that's how you think that you should live by. I'm alive because I drink water. I'm alive because I had some bread. You know, no, you're alive because Yahweh Shai keeps you alive. You know, and this is understood by the elect. You know, but everybody else, again, that's when we kill each other to live, and all they're doing is kill each other just to die because that's what's going to come with nuclear missiles. You know, so again, nothing you do to try to preserve yourself is going to get you up on that journey because again, going to as Scripture say, where there's no vision and people perish. Right, you have to be able to see what's coming, you know. So that's why you go into the men that have this truth. They're anticipating something. You niggas are not anticipating nothing because you think everything as Scripture say. When men shall say peace and safety, then the sun and strength come upon them. Right, it talks about it in Ecclesiastes. Men know if not his time. Okay, Jake talking about next week, and he don't wake up in the morning. You know. So again, going to the time I'm coming to, the whole point is just keeping it simple. And again, how you keep it simple, getting that low light is trusting Yahweh Shai. You know, and that's again that seems foolish to you, but again, those men that you think are foolish, people gonna be running to find these men. And that's when going to our values gonna shoot up to the roof. You know, going to again the time to take trouble.
I got something too to back you up as well too. Another thing, real quick, before I bring the scripture out, is the scripture speak about a greater deliverance. How can there be a greater deliverance if there is no vessels of mercy who the Lord is going to show he's dealing with, who the Lord is showing that he's going to save and protect? Keep alive in that time. How can there be a greater deliverance if all of us is dead? You see what I'm saying? So the Lord is getting ready to show out, man. He's getting ready to show that there he is in a time of a drought, in a time of great death and destruction, man, that he is the way I'm with you. Like Moses, real deal, getting ready to feel the presence of Yahweh Shai surrounding him, his family, all right, and those that believe, man, because that's when it's going to be time for him to show that he is, all right? But real quick, Psalms 33, verse 18 and verse 19. Behold, the eye of Yahweh is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy. So the eyes of the Heavenly Father So the angels, they are around those that fear him, and what? They hope in his mercy, man. We literally hope that the Lord is going to have mercy upon us. So the eyes of the Heavenly Father is watching us, man. He's the one that's keeping us in the faith, keeping us in the hope, man. And this is the point, verse 19. To deliver their soul from death and to keep them alive in famine. And as the brother's been going into, the only way you're going to have access to eat is by taking that seed hit. Well, that's for these niggas, man. All right, that's for niggas who don't have faith. The Lord is with us. He's going to keep us alive in a time of famine, man. The Lord is getting ready to show all you niggas want to preserve your life and take that seed hit. Well, guess what? I got a missile for you, man. Well, for my servants, they shall eat and they shall drink, and I got a chariot for you too, man. You know, that's it.
Going back in Revelation 3:10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation.
All right, so basically the temptation, man, all right, not being able to partake in a society, that's one, and just simply not being able to buy or sell, you know, to eat, you know, those are basically the major two temptations, man. You be probably considered a criminal, all right, be put in prison, you ain't gonna have no job, nothing, and then simply you ain't gonna be able to go to the store and buy food. All right, those are some great temptations. Okay, you need to eat. Everybody got to eat. Everybody got to drink water. You know, the essential things, the life. Esau is, you know, he's gonna cut off from you if you don't get down with his program. But the Lord said He's gonna keep us from that. Go ahead.
It reads on, it says, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
So you're gonna be tried, man. It's goals, it's tried in the fire, so acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. People gonna be tried. A lot of people are gonna be burned up. All right, they're gonna fail. Okay. Integrity, the hold up, man. How much can something hold up to the rigorous motions that it goes through? That's how you know if a product has integrity. How does it hold up? All right. And Lord willing, you know, we hold up. We be found as gold, silver, or precious stones in the sight of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, as a beautiful burnt offering, sacrifice, or trying. All right, that fire is put on you, and Lord willing, and you know we're found acceptable in the sight of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Because if we deny this, all right, we'll be delivered. All right, we'll be partakers in the kingdom. All right, the first resurrection. Okay, that's what we strive for. But Yahushua say He's gonna keep us from that, man. We just gotta keep believing on Him, continue to get diligence to make the call and election sure. All right, pray, have faith. All right, put your hope in the Lord, man. Lord's willing, you know. Hey, we be saved, man. All right, this is gonna be ushering the kingdom of the Most High. So you know, anybody else got anything?
Okay, to resist is better than to regret. You know?
You pull it up.
All right. So with that, we praise, we edifying, and exhorting. We'll give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakudash.
the bonus to our apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well, who we learn from. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. Shalom.
Rock Aurelius with the clutchness. What's it?